pelajaran atau media dan teknologi. Nah, topik kita hari ini akan membahas mengenai pentingnya bagaimana kita bermain-main dengan AI. Ya, jadi ya, jadi hari ini kita akan bermain dengan AI. Bagaimana AI ini akan melejitkan keterampilan abad 21. Apa saja keterampilan abad 21? Ada yang tahu? Komunikasi. Please, next. Jadi ini ada 3 taksonomi keterampilan abad 21. Kita identifikasi kalian sudah berada di level yang mana. Yang pertama, learning skill. Learning skill membantu kita berkomunikasi. Komunikasi sekarang ini sudah internasional. Jadi ada standar-standar internasional kita. Ya, kemudian yang kedua melakukan kolaborasi, kemudian critical thinking, kemudian kreatif, inovatif, dan computational thinking. Ada yang tahu apa tuh computational thinking? When you listening about the computational, this is about the problem solving. Critical thinking to be to be happy. Kadang kalau kita tidak inovatif dan tidak kreatif, tidak bisa bersaing. Ya, you will be still in your low level competence. We need you, all of you, together to be upper level, and we use this AI. Yeah, and the next about the literacy skill. Why the literacy is very important? Because ChatGPT or another AI sometimes, or maybe they are sending to you the fake information, the fake data. So you must do the critically, you must do investigation, to do the analyzing, to make sure this is the real information or the fake information. You got it? Okay. And the last about the life skill. Life skill apa yang dimaksud di sini? Karena kita sekarang sudah berada di level internasional, yang paling pertama harus kita sadari adalah adanya cross-cultural understanding. Cross-cultural about how to use artificial intelligence to pursue your learning, your teaching, your competence, and your skill.
Sorry, Prof.
Leadership. Keterampilan leadership ini sangat penting. Why? Jadi, Bapak, Ibu dosen, kalau mengajar di kelas, you must grouping your student. Dikelompokkan, dibuat mereka berdiskusi, dibuat mereka melakukan kolaborasi dan cooperation. Jadi, itulah gunanya kita di dalam kelas mendesain aktivitas pembelajaran, membuat mahasiswa kita atau dosen-dosen ini berkelompok. Grouping your community. Jadi kita melakukan grup, disinilah akan muncul komunikasinya, kolaborasinya, kreatifnya, critical thinking, dan inovasi. For the last, I will show you my student. Ada videonya, waktunya ini sudah dibatasi. My student. Ini beberapa aplikasi ya. Itu dulu aplikasi. Jelas ya. This is the 15, the application. Maybe you just familiar with the ChatGPT, but already we have so many AI that can help you to improve your competence. Then, this is my book project with Professor Mahir. Next. This is my student class where we are teaching them by using artificial intelligence. Bisa play? Ya. Jadi tujuannya mengapa kita mengelompokkan seperti ini, di sini akan muncul komunikasinya. Meskipun mereka menggunakan AI, tapi humannya tetap ada. Ya, tetap ada. Karena mengapa? AI ini tidak ada emosi dan empatinya. Tidak bisa mengidentifikasi perasaan, emotion, and your feeling. Jadi, itulah mengapa kita membutuhkan yang namanya keterampilan abad 21. Okay, I think enough for my presentation today. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sekali lagi.
Thank you very much, Ibu Profesor Dr. Maina. We have, of course, we can create collaboration among same type of university, one on West Sulawesi and here Southeast Sulawesi. Universitas Sulawesi is one of the pioneers for using these interesting tools, AI, for boosting our future, I think. So let's move to the next speaker, Hendriadi SMSE from Southeast Sulawesi University, Indonesia. Do you have any questions? Sorry? Or maybe in the last. At the end of the presentation, I will provide time for participants to raise questions if there's questions, I think. Because we still have many speakers, I'm wondering whether the time is not enough for them to speak. So let Hendria. Okay, Pak Hendriadi, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the.
Pak Hendriadi, apakah mendengar?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, it's time now.
Okay, thank you for the time. Good afternoon.
To present your paper.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the time given to me with the Honorable Mr. Professor Dr. Andi Wahrum Magrik, with Honorable all the speaker today and all the seminar international participants. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Henry Adi. I'm a lecturer in Universitas Sulawesi Tenggara. Today, I will talk about the future of farming. With the title is Open Innovations through AI and IoT Integration for the Green Economy Sustainability in the Agriculture Sector in Indonesia. Today, we have 8 million population in the world. Indonesia is the first largest country with 280 million and have area 1.9 million. The global population projected to reach 10 million, driven by high fertility rates in certain regions such as Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa, along the increased life, especially in Mediterranean. This growth in unevenly distributed with Africa emerging this region with the most significant expansion, while Europe is expected to experience stagnation or decline due to low birth rates. This country also faces serious challenges in meeting food needs due to limited resources. According FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization, estimate the food production will need to increase by 60 to 70% compared to current level to meet this demand. This issue is further exacerbated by the shrinking availability for arable land driven by rapid urbanization, especially in developing nations. Urban growth frequently occur in fertilized area, reducing the capacity for local food production. Additionally, the remaining agricultural land face significant challenges such as soil degradation caused by deforestation, erosion, and excessive use of chemical fertilizer, which is deplete soil fertility. Indonesia have vision 2045 become the to make Indonesia a world food basket. To achieve this target, the government has implemented various policies, such as controlling the conversion of rice files, people business credit as a financial access facility holding, consolidation and modernize of agriculture, cultivate young professional local agriculture entrepreneur. Indonesia President Prabowo Subianto gave full support to the rice file printing program covering an area of 3 million hectares by 2025. President Prabowo declared that Indonesia must immediately become self-sufficient in food in the shortest possible time. Indonesia must not depend on food sourced from the outside parties. There is challenge in Indonesia agriculture. The lack interest of the younger generation is the main problem. In the agriculture sector in Indonesia is a complex problem influenced by various factors. Negative perception about the farmer work, lack of career development, and high risk in farming are the main barriers. As a result, there is a farmer generation crisis, threatening national food security and potential eliminating agricultural heritage. To overcome this problem, joint efforts are needed to change perception, increase the attractive of the farming profession, modernize agriculture, and improve the quality of agricultural education. The other challenge is environmental degradation, deforestation, limited access to technology. Smallholder farmers is dominates the sector often lack access to modern technologies or adequate education. This challenge make Indonesia agriculture sector less competitive in the global market. Through AI and IoT, the sectors can overcome these hurdles, improve productivity, and remain sustainable. So, soil fertility is key factor in sustainability and productive agriculture. With increasing global food needs, farmers are faced with the challenge of increasing agriculture yields without damaging soil quality. However, many farmers, especially in rural areas, have difficult carrying out accurate and affordable soil fertility analysis. Soil testing is usually carried out in laboratories, often required high cost and difficult access, thus preventing farmers from making the right decision regarding fertilization and plant care. The technology transforming farming, modern technology is revolutionizing farming using a GPS and etc. So AI and IoT integration is about to solve the problem. AI in the farming is a technology that enables system to learn from data, make a prediction, and perform tasks autonomously. In agriculture, AI can be used for weather and local climate prediction, soil analysis to determine fertilizers needs, early detection of plant disease through image analysis. And IoT or Internet of Things is a network for interconnected devices that collect and share data in agriculture. IoT includes sensor that monitor soil moisture, temperature, and irrigation needs in real time. These technologies enable efficient use of water, energy, and fertilizer, reducing waste and carbon emission. The integration of this to technology promise in a revolutionary culture management. AI and IoT technology offer the solution. AI can analyze climate and soil data to determine the best planting time. AI-powered drones can be used for the land mapping, helping farmers plan crop patterns more effectively. IoT system can monitor farmland condition in real time, enabling smart irrigation that use water only as a need. Impact AI and IoT integration for the green economy is reduction excessive use of pesticide and fertilizers, lowering carbon emissions through energy efficiency, increasing crop yields without expanding farmland. The real-time plant monitoring, early detection of disease and pests, monitoring soil and weather condition, planning, and based on weather and soil data, analysis of the best planting patterns. This is the result of the IoT and AI.
We have 2 more minutes.
Okay, yeah, this is the last. We can see in the screen, this is the result of AI. So the success of open innovation is first, government as facilitator, private sectors as funding research, and university like Sulawesi Tenggara Universitas support by conducting evidence-based research. So the conclusion is transforming Indonesia agriculture through AI and IoT can address existing challenges while supporting the green economy. The open innovation approach enables broad collaboration to create sustainable impact in the agriculture sector. Thank you for your kind attention and see you next time.
Thank you. He explained to us how AI can support activity in agriculture, how AI can use to make weather prediction, soil analysis, and using fertilizer more efficiently for reduce costs and also make treatment in agricultural more effective. Okay then, who is ready? Okay then, because this conference is a mix or a hybrid conference, we will see who is ready in online. We saw that Dr. Ali Said Al-Natari from Sarkia University, Oman. We will let Dr. Ali Said first to present his papers because he is available now, and then other speakers still not available. So let's give Dr. Ali Said Al-Matari to present his paper. So Dr. Ali, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you so much to give me a chance to present in this event. And let me thank first the organizer of this conference and Prof. Mutmainna and Prof. Ahmed Ubaid. Thank you so much to encourage me to participate in this conference. And it's a great chance to be with you today. My presentation talk about artificial intelligence, and it is a relation to computational thinking and critical thinking. Actually, these topics I am now researching in these points. What is the relation between artificial intelligence and computational thinking and critical thinking, especially in the math? So in this presentation, we'll talk about the positive and negative effect of AI in critical thinking, positive and negative effect of AI in computational thinking, benefits of integration AI tools into university courses. Also the challenge do academic face when integration artificial intelligence, computational thinking, and critical thinking into traditional education models. Also, the last slides, I will talk about the relationship between artificial intelligence and the computational thinking skills and critical thinking. What is the positive effect of AI on critical thinking? In this slide, I'm just only talk about two important positive effects, and there's also a lot of benefits. But I focus in these points. Analyze data quickly and accurately. AI can help students analyze large amounts of data quickly and accurately, enhancing their ability to think critically and make informed decision. Also provides simulation tools. I can use to create simulation scenarios that help students practice critical thinking in safe and controlled environment. Second, the negative effect of AI on critical thinking. Over reliance on technology, AI tools may reduce students' ability to think critically on their own, relying on technology rather than developing their own skills. Second, reduce human interaction. The use of AI can reduce human interaction and cooperative learning, which can negatively affect the development of critical thinking skills through decision and group decision. This negative effects, it's collected by from some studies that I read on. Also, the positive effect of AI computational thinking. First thing, enhance the ability to solve complex problems. AI can help students solve complex problems by providing advanced analytical tools, also improved accuracy and save time. AI can perform calculation quickly and accurately, also freeing the time to students to focus on understanding concept rather than routine calculation. What is the negative effect of computational thinking? Reduce reliance on basic arithmetic skills. AI tools may reduce students' ability to perform basic arithmetic on their own. Also, variation into the level of understand. The use of artificial thinking can lead to variation in the level of understand among us and among students, as some may really heavily on technology without understand the basics. Also, the benefit of integration AI tools in university course, personalized learning, instant feedback, data analyze, simulate real life scenarios, also teacher supports and addressing education gaps. Challenges do academic face when integration artificial intelligence, computational thinking, and critical thinking into traditional educational models. There's five challenges I found it in some studies, and also I need more read and research at this point. We find the first challenge is the teacher training needs, also the privacy and data protection issue, also change resistance, also high cost and weak education policies. The need for teacher training, integration AI required extensive training for teachers to use technology effectively, which can be costly and time-consuming. Also, privacy and data protection. The collection and use of the student personal data in AI system raises concerns about the privacy and data security. Also, change resistant. Some academic and students may face resistance to change and adapting on new technology, hindering the integration process. Also, the high cost implementation. AI technologies require significant investment in infrastructure and technology, which can be changed for many educational institutions. Also, weak education policies. We need support from government, support from university, support from Ministry of Higher Education or researcher centers to make a good policy to integrate the AI in education. The lack of clear and specific education policies to integrate AI can hinder the effective implementation of this technology. Maybe the last time, maybe the last point is the relation between artificial intelligence and computational thinking skills and critical thinking. As we see in this shape, first, we are looking for the artificial intelligence and computational thinking relation. Artificial intelligence enhances computational thinking skills by providing advanced analytical tools that help students solve complex problems quickly and accurately. AI also can automate routine calculation, allowing students to focus on understanding key concepts and applying them in new and innovation ways. Also, artificial intelligence and critical thinking. AI can enhance critical thinking skills by providing stimulation scenarios that help students practice critical thinking in safe environment. AI also can analyze data and providing insight that helps students correctly evaluate information and make informed decisions. The last point talk about the computational thinking and critical thinking. Computational thinking and critical thinking are closely related, as solving computational problems require the ability to think correctly, to evaluate possible solution and choose the most appropriate ones. Artificial intelligence can also enhance these interconnected by providing tools that help analyze data and providing critical insight. That's all my presentation, and thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ali. Can you hear me?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you can still stay in a Zoom room, because we will continue with the discussion after all speakers deliver their paper. Then maybe if you have time, we can stay in online room, so we can still interact after all speakers talk. Thank you, Dr. Ali.
Thank you so much.
He gave us insightful about how the artificial intelligence can give a range of benefits in education field. How this artificial intelligence can bring us to become more creative, instant feedback and problem solving and artificial thinking as well. There are range of benefits that we can get from artificial intelligence, as Dr. Ali explained to us. Maybe after all speakers talk, some of you, if you have a question, you can raise question. So the next, maybe who is ready in
Video.
Okay. Okay, then all participants. Next, we will see Ibu Rianti Jalante, PhD, one of the lecturers as well of Southeast Sulawesi University. But unfortunately, she is in the journey to Korea. So she is in the airplane now, but she will send a short video to us about her paper. So let us see her short video. Okay then.
To present the role of artificial intelligence and utilization for disaster risk management at this international conference on augmenting artificial human intelligence. It's a pleasure to be invited and to present to you, audience in the room. We are living in an area marked by disasters, which coincide with the tremendous speed of technological growth. The abundance of available data and sensor technology poses an additional change. The sheer volumes of data exceeds our ability to extract value of it. In this setting, artificial intelligence emerges as a powerful frontier technology that has the potential to transform the speed and method of data collection and analysis. By altering data processing processes, it enables quick and informed decision-making such that accurate real-time data analysis can be done. We will discover how artificial intelligence and machine learning application, ranging from early warning system to evacuation modes from disasters, as well as other intriguing disaster risk reduction innovations. This is the trend of natural disasters in the world. Hazardous events increases in frequency and exposure. Also, poverty in terms of low GDP per capita increase vulnerability of people to disasters. But not only that, poor governance, rapid urban growth, and also being located in the area that is high risk, so very high exposures, increase people's vulnerability to disasters and climate change. We see also from this graph, mortality risk index increases, and the area or countries or places that are high risk of disasters are also seen high in this graph. So how do artificial intelligence can be used as a tool for disaster risk reduction? So first, it can be used as tools for predictions and simulations, or also early warning system. For example, the system of digital twins that look at disaster cities, simulates disaster events, and also simulates governmental responses toward that. And also, I think artificial intelligence allow for international cooperation by pulling this data, developing country like Indonesia give some data for analysis. This will allow us to then strengthen the capacity of this artificial intelligence for risk reduction. So how do AI-based solutions work or be utilized in different phases of disaster management? So before disaster occurred, it can be used, for example, for extreme weather forecasting. For example, we want to predict or forecast urban heat health. A lot of applications nowadays are being used for tropical cyclones predictions, so we can lengthen the time for prediction, and also we can strengthen the ability to predict the severity of tropical cyclones, and it has been used a lot in this region of ASEAN, particularly for early warning for typhoons that usually develop in the Pacific. It passes to Thailand. It goes up to some areas around Mekong Delta, and sometimes it goes to China. So that's before disaster. During disaster, artificial intelligence multi-hazard platform can be used to determine the extent and the impacts of various disasters, flooding, wildfires. So utilizing space-based technology that are enhanced by AI, it allows for better mapping of the extent of disasters. And also, of course, after disasters, this function of digital twin allows government and different stakeholders to plan for reconstruction from disasters. So whether certain infrastructure may allow for to be tested, the impacts, the costs, and so on before it can actually be adopted by the government for reconstruction. So these are potential AI-based solution in different phases of disasters management. So how do AI-based use multi-hazard platform for disaster management be used? First, it supports decision-making in disaster management. As you see, for example, there's utilization of twin cities by determining or look at how much resources are needed. It helps optimize this resource allocation and also enhance decision-making for people in the field. It allows for testing and look at the impacts so that all of this planning can be done much earlier and much more accurate. It also optimizes response to specific disasters. So taking example of fires, of forest fires that occurred a lot in Indonesia. AI allows or can support more accurate fire detection, prediction, and monitoring. It can also give precise estimates of severity and progression, where the fire would go, in which direction, or even flood, where will, which area that will be flooded more, and so on. And of course, it helps resource allocation for deployment in third countries. So for example, on typhoon, in the Pacific region, or also in the Caribbean, where a lot of typhoon or tropical cyclones occur. So these are some of the examples of utilization of AI in DRM. So this taking this global climate model or GCM that has quite low resolution, AI can enhance and allow for downscaling so that local climate model can be done more with higher resolution. So you see this process here on the right. The AI are trained to read these world flood labels, utilize sentinel image, and then this segmentation model are used, brightness processing are introduced, also probabilities for the occurrences are introduced, and hence this three-level prediction can be increased. So in disaster management, specifically, AI can be used to detect extremes. So extreme means where the intensity is very high, and it's also compound and concurrent. If you see here, for example, in Japan, recently the tsunami that occurred on 1st January in the area in the northern part of in the northern part of Japan. During the recovery process, increasing like very high volume of flooding occurs, which also then lead to landslide. So Japanese governments and various research organizations utilize AI to see what would be the impacts of these compound effects and also concurrent extremes that occur. So AI can also be used to look at or predict occurrences of large-scale heat waves and droughts and their impacts. So it detects heat waves and droughts, utilize different function, and hence this AI for certain area. Assessment, AI is utilized as tools to predict probability of damage and economic losses. So this time on economic losses produced by potential seismic events. So with this, it allows for different policy making stakeholders, so administration, civil protection authority to take different actions. So for planning and mitigation strategies that can be taken by public administration include to detect critical situation or infrastructure and hence device plan to strengthen the infrastructure. For civil protection agency, for example, define optimal emergency management procedures and also planning of psychological support. By having a more detailed data on multidimensional risk assessment, it can help experts and civil protection authorities to understand and better predict which structure that needs immediate attention, for example, after the earthquake. Also, when area is expected to be highly impacted, psychologists can also help prevent or can predict on which kind of intervention are needed to the peoples there. On larger areas globally, AI can learn continuously from new data to refine their predictions. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you again for the International Conference on Augmenting Artificial Human Intelligence for this invitation.
My pleasure, Dr. Priyanka. Although through your video, you already give us insightful how artificial intelligence can benefit us in manage disaster reduction, make many prediction about extreme typhoon, for example, and then how we can identify the most vulnerable community, like poor people and so on. I think there are many benefits that we can gather from video of Ibu Rianti Jalan PhD. So in Zoom room now available Dr. Mamata Bandar from the National University of Singapore and Manipal Global University. So time is yours, Dr. Mamata Bandar.
Sorry.
Yeah, time is yours, yeah.
All right, thank you. Quick confirmation, if you all can hear me, please.
Yeah, your voice is really good.
Okay, great. Thank you. Very good morning to you all. And thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and to listen into your presentations and also share some of my views on this particular topic. Now, I'm Dr. Mamta. I am the Dean Academics and Corporate Engagement with the Manipal Global Next University. Yes, I'm based out of Singapore and from the National University of Singapore. What I'd like to talk about today is more of our context in terms of higher education and what we see the role of artificial intelligence as. Now, over the past 2 years, this is some of the work that students of ours, doctoral students, have been working on. And I've also been doing a few talks in this area myself. So what we realized is obviously there are learners that are now seeing all these tools available there and want to incorporate the use of the tools, which is great, which is what we want. But on the flip side, as a university, as the dean, the administrative issues, the pedagogical changes that we need to make to actually facilitate or allow for the incorporation of artificial intelligence or Gen AI kind of tools. So that is something I'd like to share with you all. A brief about our context. Now, in our university, we have 13 higher degree programs. 10 of these programs are being offered in the ODL mode, which means online distance learning mode. So that explains why our pedagogy is a bit different than what you would see in traditional universities. Of course, we have 3 programs that are offered in the traditional mode as well. Largely, pedagogy involves synchronous and asynchronous learning. So synchronous being webinars like this, but 70 to 80% of our learning happens asynchronous. That is on our learning management system. In terms of our learners, interestingly, all our learners are adult working professionals. The age group that we are looking at is about 30 to 60, 70. We, in fact, have a dozen learners that are over 60 years, so 60 to 80 years old age group as well. But given that these are all working professionals from the industry, the learning pattern, the learning style, the learner behavior is a bit different. Adult learning, andragogy, obviously. They are more into problem-based learning. So a lot of work-integrated assessments, active learning, constructivism. And the good thing is they are independent learners. They are driven, motivated, and self-learners. So we do incorporate a lot of flipped classroom activities as well. Now, 2 things that I've highlighted here about our learners. One thing we know about adult learners is knowledge exchange. They like platforms where they can share their knowledge, where there is an exchange of knowledge. It's a healthy kind of interaction. And together as a group, we call it constructivism. Together, they are also able to create new knowledge. That is what the learners in this particular, in our profile like. They have time constraints. They are working adults, they are juggling family, other responsibilities, their work, of course, and then the full-time study, which in some cases is a master's degree or a doctoral degree, so fairly intense. So this is a bit of the context. So now let me come to what the topic is all about. So what we have realized over the years is while we have new fancy tools, we ourselves have changed 3 learning management systems. And today our learning management systems are really smart with a lot of incorporation of artificial intelligence tools. So while that is there, we feel the learner is at the center of all of these tools, that our learners still prefer networking and collaboration, be it in the form of online discussion boards, which they really like. In fact, we've done a study on whether they like more like the blogs kind of platform or threaded discussion, which is a bit more back and forth. They do prefer sessions, discussions where it is a lot of back and forth. Again, that knowledge exchange. They do like a lot of these social media features, a like button and number of likes. So typically what we all seek when we post something on social media. The decision making before they decide on a program or what module to take or what supervisor to work with, there is a lot of influence of alumni network. Again, emphasizing that they pay attention to what others think, what the network thinks, what the collaborative sources are telling them. Fundamentally, you see that there is always that need to connect. And that is what brings us to the fact that human is always at the center. And my entire premise, my work over the last 2 years has been this, that yes, this is a wonderful trend. We are all seeing a lot of benefit of artificial intelligence being used in education to support our learners, to help learning. But what we should not forget is that humans are at the center. Humans in general are social creatures. So this is just a screenshot that I have for you all to highlight that we have multiple WhatsApp groups for different programs. Yeah. Now, this is one WhatsApp group that I'm showing for one program, which has about 380 members. But you will also see that overall in the entire community, we have about 42 groups. So what students like to do is constantly go find groups where they feel they gain value, they are able to share their knowledge, where they are able to create new knowledge. So that's the purpose of sharing this screenshot, that tendency, the need to always connect, create groups, and collaborate in terms of or for knowledge sharing or knowledge exchange. So how exactly do we see the need of AI, and where is it that we stand as a university in terms of adoption of artificial intelligence? Like I said, we have one of the very latest learning management systems because that's our fundamental platform through which we deliver education. What we are still missing, though, is features that can make learning adaptive, that can really help our learners develop those networks and collaborations. If you see, we have the learning management systems, but our learners still go to WhatsApp to kind of create a group, share knowledge for the informal knowledge exchange. They are on the learning management system for structured, graded assessments, but not really for informal. So how can learning management systems, how can we leverage AI to say, you know what, your interests match the interests of those 3 or 4 learners. So maybe you should reach out to them. These are their email IDs. So you can create a mini kind of group within the learning management system, allowing them to network. To also go ahead and create more experience-based or background-based learning styles and giving them a bit more engaging learning experience. We see a lot of need for learning assistance. Like I said, we have a lot of learners in the age group of 60 years over that will benefit from maybe a voice-driven LMS. Open the discussion board, help me post this on the discussion board. Can you reply to this person's thread? So on, because some of our learners struggle with navigating around the learning management systems. So what we are really looking for is AI-driven, intelligent, smart discussion boards and learning management systems that can help all of our learners. And this is the area where we've tried. In fact, I keep attending conferences trying to find technologies that can help us, that can integrate with our current learning management system to make this better for our learners. And that is something I still have not found. Of course, even from the teaching point of view, virtual assistants telling me how certain learners learn, what help do some of the learners need is an area that we can work on. And I'm looking for this as features more than replacing. Sorry. Okay. Right, looking for more of these as features rather than a new learning management system. So what the ask for is we need very, very domain specific, specialized use cases. We are a very niche or a very different kind of university model that we have, given our learner base, our pedagogy, and the fact that we work with adult learners. So we need these use cases to be heard, to be addressed. So seeking that collaboration with software developers, other practitioners, universities, and deans to see how we can, come up with these features. Challenges are there, of course, because we are all in academia. We do have to understand the importance of ethics and integrity and bias in terms of grading or creating these platforms. But going forward, I think my call is for this. Of course, it's a trend that we as a university are seeing we cannot avoid, we have to embrace. In fact, our learners come up with situations. I had one learner yesterday who came up with a thesis draft, with a proposal draft, and said, and cited ChatGPT as a source. So that forced me to think as a dean that whether or not I can really allow ChatGPT to be used as a source. So while we allow our learners to say, go use it. It'll help you structure. It'll help you better your language, your writing, and so on. Accept and embrace, but also educate ourselves to what is okay, what is not okay, where do we need policies, what kind of policies we need to put in place. And that's why I am here in this platform to learn from all of you what kind of policies you all have and which of those we can really adopt. So I think a lot of coordinated action is required between the universities, educators like yourselves, myself, but with the learners who will actually come back and tell you, this is how I want to use, this is how learning can help me, this is how it'll make things easy for me. Then, of course, the developers, software providers, but policy makers, investors. I think it's time for all these groups to really come together and say, what is it that we can do to help the learners while maintaining regulatory requirements and policy requirements as well. So we do have a center of excellence at our end because a lot of our learners, our doctoral students, are working in the field of artificial intelligence in education, some in the field of higher education, but some even in the K-12 stage. So the objective of that project essentially is to find or identify these niche use cases that we can give to the industry so we get those kind of tools that will help our learners. So that's what I had for all of you. That's what I wanted to share, our experiences, our thoughts, and also to seek for some kind of a collaboration with all of you over here in a way that we can move forward together in the higher education space while adopting so many of those artificial intelligence tools that are out there. Thank you very much again for this opportunity. Back to you.
A very insightful presentation to us. Then we have next speaker, Dr. Dalwinder Kaur, School of Education from Manipal University in Kuala Lumpur. So, is he available? Okay. Okay, Dr. Dalwinder Kaur from Manipal Global University in Kuala Lumpur. The time is yours now.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Can you please confirm if I'm audible?
Sorry. Yes.
Could you please confirm?
Your voice is fine, nice, and then you have 10 to 15 minutes to present your paper.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll now share my screen and I'll start right away. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. All right. Good morning, everyone in Indonesia and wherever you are. And very heartfelt gratitude to the organizers of this conference, IKAHI 2024 conference, which is organized by Kendari, Indonesia. And I'm very glad that I'm actually speaking right after my dean, Dr. Mamata. So we're from the same university. So Dr. Mamata is based out of Singapore, and I'm working from Kuala Lumpur, but we are in the same university, and I'm going to actually speak in enhancement of whatever she has spoken. She's spoken about the platform, she's spoken about our students and so on, but I'm going to focus on our curriculum. So if you look at my title, the keynote of for today is titled "Two Heads Are Better Than One." Now, logically speaking, when we say two heads are better than one, we would imagine working collaboratively. So if I work with my peers, if I work with my colleagues, I'm able to produce better work. So we are more productive and so on. But today, when I talk about two heads are better than one, I am actually referring to the synergy between artificial intelligence and human intelligence. Just like what we see in the title of the conference today, if you're looking at the banner, it's written there how the artificial intelligence and human intelligence is able to produce augmented intelligence. So this is where the head of human head and the artificial intelligence head, though literally artificial intelligence is not able to think, it doesn't have capabilities to make judgments like human brains, but we can work together to augment learning. Augment basically means amplify learning, and to ensure that we have better cognitive performance. Now, AI, like many say, AI is here to stay, so it's a given thing. Now, many will say it's a very common phrase to hear, AI is going to take away our jobs and so on. But we have to remember that AI is here to complement our brains, human brains. So human brains is basically natural thinking ability, whereas AI has machine learning, machine thinking. So AI complements human intelligence rather than replacing it. It helps us replace our tasks. I'm just going to give you an analogy. Now, years ago, when tractors were invented, so farmers were very fretful that they're going to lose their jobs in the farm. They are not going to be relevant in the farms anymore because there are tractors doing their jobs. But look at what's happening in the farms today. Humans are still needed to run these tractors. So these farmers are still relevant and they are still working in the farms. In fact, their work has become easier with the invention of tractors and other technologies in the farm. So just like this, imagine we humans have gotten a machine to help us make our lives better. Now, as educators, academicians, we need AI, and AI will definitely be there to help us with our tasks. So I'm going to talk about how, rather than replacing us, it is helping us in creating a dynamic partnership that drives innovation and transformation in education. Now think of this, yeah. So human brains is pretty hierarchical. When we see something, it goes into our logic center, it goes into our emotional center. So in this way, our brain works in a loop. Whereas machine thinking, yeah, when you talk about artificial intelligence, it's a neural network. It's a neural network which is very part specific. So it's very monolithic. It's part specific. So it is not, when it makes decision, it is not able to use judgment in making decisions. So this is something we all have to remember, that AI and human work in different ways. Now, if you look at this slide that I'm sharing, yeah, so I'm actually sharing this slide from the Future of Jobs report, which was produced in 2020 by the World Economic Forum, which was held in 2020 as well. So if you look at this, top skills by next year, top 10 skills by next year, let's look at the first 5. There's analytical thinking, there's active learning, there's critical thinking, there's creative thinking, and all these thinking skills. These thinking skills are only something humans are able to produce. So humans are able to think critically, humans are able to think analytically, creatively, and apply active learning and so on. We are able to do this on our own. But with AI, we're able to amplify this. Now, this will improve the cognitive performance, and in order to achieve the SDG by 2030 and so on. Now, when these SDGs were actually plan. So when these SDGs were actually announced, we didn't have AI back in 2015, but now we have AI. So AI is there as a complement so that we are able to produce augmented intelligence, basically amplified intelligence, so better cognitive performance. Now, since we are talking about cognition and cognitive performance, one very important thing as educator, we pretty much rely on Bloom's taxonomy. Now, when I prepare my test, for example, my test questions, so I have to make sure there are questions. When I was teaching basically at the foundation level or bachelor's level, I had to make sure there are questions from low order thinking skills and of course high order thinking skills. But as educators, now that I'm teaching in the postgraduate level, we always aspire to promote higher order thinking skills in our teaching as well as in assessments, where we want our students to analyze, we want our students to evaluate and create and so on. So if you look at Bloom's taxonomy, everyone, I believe, knows what Bloom taxonomy is. We use Bloom's taxonomy to come up with our learning outcomes. We use Bloom taxonomy to prepare our test items. We use Bloom's taxonomy in everything that we do, even in corporates when we come to learning and development. So Bloom's taxonomy is something that is very common in university, school, and any academic institutions. But my question today is Bloom's taxonomy still relevant in the age of AI? When we talk about amplified thinking, enhanced thinking, or augmented intelligence, we already have AI. Do we really want our learners to remember things? Remembering is the basic level in the Bloom's taxonomy. Do we want our students to remember things? For example, list the 5 steps in the photosynthesis process, for example. No, do we want them to list when they can actually go to ChatGPT and generate the answers? Now, another thing that teachers or you and I, everyone here should ponder. In a world where AI can help retrieve and present information in seconds, is memorization and regurgitation still a critical skill? Why do we want our students to memorize facts and regurgitate in the exams when they can go to ChatGPT, they can get answers within seconds? So what are the steps in photosynthesis? Ask ChatGPT, you get it. And another very common fear teachers have is when they look at students' answers. Did the students write this on their own or did they use ChatGPT? When they look at their project papers, when they look at the assignments or whatever homework that has been assigned to students. So the more important question is the student able to understand? When we talk about understanding, is the student applying on his or her own? Or is the student relying on these AI tools to understand, to apply? So we really don't know. So that's a fear everyone has because there's no clear policy on AI implementation in schools, in universities, and so on. So instead of relying on Bloom's taxonomy, many universities, including, if I'm not wrong, Harvard University, there's also Stanford, State Arizona University, if I'm not mistaken, some universities have started rethinking their curriculum. So I think it's high time that we have to accept, like Dr. Mamata mentioned earlier, accept and embrace the wonders that AI is bringing into our world and work together with AI, because 2 heads are better than 1. So work together with AI and rethink our curriculum so that we can focus on, so that we should be focused on high order thinking skills that AI can't replicate. I just mentioned this earlier, critical thinking, they can't replicate, creative thinking, because we have a brain where we are able to make judgment based on our logic center and emotion center, but AI will not be able to replicate this. So we have been aspiring to have our learners to think critically, think analytically, think creatively, and so on, which has been mentioned as the crucial skills in the World Economic Forum. So there's a need for a post-AI taxonomy. So I think from what I've read, many researchers have started looking at how we can reinvent Bloom's taxonomy. Now, Bloom's taxonomy has gone through several revisions. Now, one revision which is crucial is needed now, post-AI, because we have to look at what levels which are still relevant and what levels have become irrelevant with the introduction of AI in the past 1 or 2 years. Now, the development of skills that we want to develop our learners should be able to complement the AI capabilities. Now, I've actually summarized everything in the table, so let me just share this with you. Now, if you look at this, I've taken out remembering because I feel that remembering is, while it's still important, it's no longer very relevant in the age of AI where I've got ChatGPT to generate. So, for example, verbs like list, verbs like list, state, and so on. These have become not relevant because ChatGPT is able to list or state for you within seconds. So instead, we want our learners to understand. How can they understand? They are able to guide AI to produce explanations for them, descriptions for them. AI is able to even come up with visualizations. So this is how you can understand. So when you ask a question on ChatGPT, so you put up a prompt on ChatGPT and you get responses. So AI is able to visualize something for you. Now, apply. How do we want our learners to apply this in realistic scenarios? Now, for example, a business student is using AI-driven market simulations to apply now the economic principles he learned in complex, realistic scenarios. So give them case studies where you can leverage AI to enhance students' problem-solving skills. Now, analyze is still important, but think about how you want students to analyze something in your class by working together with AI. So hand in hand with AI. So a law student analyzes an AI-generated case summary so that the law student is able to look at the potential biases. So when you say analyze, you want students to validate information. There's so much AI-generated information on the internet, but are we teaching our learners on how to validate this information, how to identify biases, identify errors, and so on? So this is where these skills are still there, but this is how we have to basically try to complement them with AI capabilities. Now, when we talk about collaborate, all this while we talk about collaboration, constructivism, where students construct knowledge by collaborating with their peers. But I think it's high time for us to understand that we have to collaborate with AI. We have to co-create with AI so that we can work together with AI to complete complex projects, and we can create. Now, this is not hierarchical. What I'm showing you is not hierarchical. So it's a work in progress. So I'm just showing you some skills, some levels which are very important or relevant in post-AI. So create, where we can develop innovative solutions. We can use AI to help us design something, a prototype, a project, and so on, a solution. And I think the last important level is disrupt. Disruption is necessary. Because when disruption happens, you are challenging whatever that has been there for years so that you're able to propose a completely new module, a completely new solution with the help of AI. Now, in closing, I would just say that the implications of a post-AI taxonomy for education is basically to enhance our curriculum so that we can move from content-heavy curriculum that we have had for many, many years to focus on skills that students should develop by working together with AI, because AI is there to stay. So how can we help students to work together with AI to leverage AI and develop or enhance their skills to produce augmented intelligence? And it's also very important for us to look into our assessment methods. Do we still want our students to remember? Do we still want our students to understand solely on whatever we are teaching them in class? Or do we want them to learn something and we want them to teach them on how they can use that particular knowledge in a AI-dominated world? So assessment methods have to be looked at, lesson planning. Just a couple of days ago, I delivered another talk in Indonesia as well, where I introduced brisk teaching to Indonesian faculty and teachers. And I think brisk teaching is something teachers should use for their preparation, for the lesson planning, and so on. So this is basically your co-pilot. So in closing, I'll just say that AI has real potential to enable humans to learn more deeply. So we have to work together and remember that one head is not enough in this age of AI. So let's work together with AI's head so that we are able to augment learning. That's all. Thank you so much.
about artificial intelligence as a tool. So from the last explanation, of course, we cannot 100% to AI. AI still just can help us to more creativity, to produce more quickly, more. But today is the best moment. It's one of the milestones for Universitas Sulawesi for
Kita bicara ya. Ya, di luar, ajak dulu mereka peserta.
Well, I say welcome for Mr. Dr. N. Zitslau Polkowski.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Polkowski.
Yeah. Okay.
The time is yours to do presentation.
Hello, can you hear me?
Polkosi.
Yes.
Polkosi. Yeah,
What is it? You join.
join now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. What about me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, Mr. You can start the presentation now.
Yes, I can start. Can you hear me well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very clear. Very clear.
Sorry, could you tell me, can you hear me well?
Yeah, it's very clear.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
Okay.
clear.
Yeah, should I start now or later?
Yeah, please.
Okay, okay.
It's
Let
yours.
me share my screen. Just a moment. Okay. Do you see my presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's really clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to thank you that you have invited me for such fantastic scientific event. In this moment, I'm in Poland. I regret that I'm not able to be with you. Anyway, I will try to say a few words today about impact of AI on teachers' work. As you know, many people during this conference are professors, are students. So we have quite difficult situation, maybe strange situation, that we are affected by AI as a teacher. So today I would like to say a few words about state of art context of AI in Europe. At the beginning in context of labor market, and then I would like to concentrate on AI in education. So these are some my, let's say, scientific activities. As you see, I'm dealing with mostly with IT and business. So IT in business, but also I teach. So I'm teacher. If I'm quite feeling strong in IT, it is obvious for us that I'm using IT during my classes. So also I started to use AI as you. But what I noticed, there are some positive and negative aspects of those things. These are my books. As you see, Part of them are related to AI in business, in education, etc., in management, and so on. So it means this is a trend, and everybody says now about AI. I think it's good because we should be aware that many people in the future, not in the future, even very soon, will be eliminated from labor market by AI. On the other hand, a big part of people, big group of people will have more work, more job, more money. So, it's not the same situation for everybody. As you see on this slide, at the beginning, short introduction, then I will say a few words about labor market and AI in the past, mostly in Poland and Europe. Then I will say about labor market and AI now, and finally, I will say about impact of AI on teacher work. So this is, some introduction. The main aim of the presentation is to concentrate on development of AI and impact of AI on the labor market. What is interesting, people, friends, professors who know me, they know that in Europe we are also concentrated on a Green Deal. Green Deal, this is a quite interesting approach that in all areas we should implement some ideas in context of environment, ecology, and so on. Professors who know me, they know that during each conference I say a few words about it. So also, Green Deal is affecting ICT and AI as well. So why I decided to say about this topic? Because this year I participated in scientific symposium in Helsinki, Finland, in University of Laureva. It was symposium about AI and impact on future communities. During this symposium, I met friends, professors from USA, from New York, and from Czech Republic, and also almost 100 professors from Europe, from many countries. Second reason was that I visited Strasbourg, France. This is the capital of EU. So on the one hand, I got some new information about AI. On the other hand, I got some information about Green Deal. So today I will try to combine those two, let's say, areas. This is something about Green Deal in Europe. So as you see, all areas are affected by this Green Deal. The Green Deal is an ecology approach. So probably in your countries you have similar approach, but we are obliged to implement this green in education and business, in industry, and so on. So as you see on this slide, we have some agenda, a Europe fit for the digital age. Until 2050, we should be quite, we shouldn't have any negative impact on climate, on environment, and so on. So in Poland, in context of ICT, I could specify 5 trends: advanced analytics, big data, cloud computing, robotics, and also artificial intelligence. And everything should be, we should develop in context of ecology. So this is a slide which presents some trends in AI. As you see, now we have 2024 and we are dealing with AI, but in the future, very soon we will deal with AGI system. It means artificial general intelligence. So this is a labor market and AI in the past. As you see in Poland and Europe in 2011, we didn't have so many activities related to AI, but since 2015-16, we started to do research, to implement this idea in many areas. So next slide, presenting you that in 2000, since 2023, 22, when ChatGPT has started. So we also started to use this AI systems. This is from USA, but same situation we had in Poland, and still is going up. So also you should be aware that some ideas and advices about AI, how to implement in Europe, you can find on this website www.europa.eu. If you are interested to know something more, you can go to this place and see. What about state of art in context of job and AI? This is the most important portal which contains job offers in this moment. In this moment, we have 3 million free vacancies in Poland. But what about AI? As you see, almost on this slide, almost 800,000 is directly and indirectly related to AI. Second slide presents if you write artificial intelligence, first if AI. Both present same situation. If you go to some important portal about job to Poland, you will see that we don't have so many offers. So it means that in West Europe, AI is developing a bit faster and better, but still, I see in companies in education that we year by year and day by day we are implementing more and more this kind of solutions. So there are some opportunities and threats associated with AI. Everybody knows about it, and we are thinking in business, in education, which impact will have AI on us. So, and what I noticed after those two meetings in Strasbourg and Finland, I decided to change my approach. I started to teach in another way since this year, and I would like to say about it a bit later. So there are some main areas of AI development. As you see, we can implement in context of image recognition, speech processing, virtual assistant, autonomous robots and vehicles, machine learning. Probably you know that in USA there are cars totally autonomous, which are providing services for citizens, for habitants in California. So even I tried to use this car. So this is a combination of AI and internet, let's say, of things, and cloud computing, fog computing, and edge computing solutions. Now I would like to present you some list of professions which will be affected by AI. As you see, there are many. So what is interesting, if you take into account this list, you will notice that people who are using, let's say, brains, so they will be affected. So now we could ask ourselves what to do, how to teach. So to teach students to be smart or not, if artificial intelligence will think for us. So this is the question. But to be honest, after those two meetings and based on my personal experience, I know what to do. But question is if everybody knows what to do. Otherwise, we will produce well-educated, jobless students. So to be honest, we don't have any business to do this. Okay, so this slide presents some situation in context of blue collars and white collars and AI and also cloud computing. As you see on this slide, white collars job are likely to be more affected by AI than blue collars. Approximately 30% of white collars roles could be done by AI. And of course, some supportive solutions such as cloud computing and so on. But if you see in next line, less than 1% of blue collars jobs could be done by AI. So it means blue collars are less affected if you compare to white collars. I think we should remember about it. So this is an estimated share of employment exposed to AI automation. As you see, office and administrative support, some legal professions will be affected by AI very strong. But if you take into account, as I said before, jobs in context of blue collars are not affected too much. So what I noticed in Poland and Europe, we started to use AI in ethical and sometimes unethical use. So some not good companies, they started to use AI in chatbots, but those chatbots are quite advanced because they can call you by mobile phone and they can offer something. But what is not ethical? Not ethical is that at the beginning they say name and surname, but they are chatbots. So how they should have name and surname? And almost over 90% of people, they can't recognize that they are talking to chatbots, to AI, not to human being. And why am I saying about it? Because we will need people, we will need psychologists, we will need people, professors from many domains who will solve this problem, I mean ethics in AI. Because otherwise, people will be cheated by AI. But of course, those chatbots are created by IT specialists. So it means they should know that this is not a good way to do these things. So now let's ask ourselves if AI will replace teachers. So if you see even the slide and if you see some scientific research at the moment, everybody says that AI will support us. But to be honest, it's true because on this slide you can see potential of automation and
you have 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So you will see some potential of AI on education. So if we are talking about AI, so 71% of parents, they are scared in context of AI and they see some potential risk. So if I should answer for this question very shortly, I will tell you that AI will support teacher and is supporting teacher as I'm presenting on this slide. So there are many areas and there are many tools. We should treat AI as a tool for teachers. But to be honest, we shouldn't forget that even today there are some schools that in the future we can expect that we will have total teacherless universities. Now I'm presenting you some true example. There is a private school in London where you will not find even one teacher. What is interesting, they have selected 20 students, and students pay a lot of money for classes in this university. So it means those students, have classes without teachers. They have teachers, but teachers, let's say this is AI. So, and take a look, they pay around 27,000 pounds per year. So this is a lot of money even in UK. So it means there are people who want to pay and they don't want to interact with teachers. Why? Because AI give us some opportunities that student can select material, can learn whenever he wants or she wants, etc., and so on. And these are slides from these schools. You can go to some place on the internet and you can get some more information about it. This is true example, and we can expect soon more this kind examples. So if we are talking about some conclusions. So this slide presents my personal opinion. As I told you, we started to deal with AI in education in 2015. Then, as you know, in 2022, Start GTP has started. Based on my scientific visit around Europe and also outside of Europe, I decided to change my style of teaching, and mostly all my lectures are interactive lectures. I'm using mobile phones, laptops, and so on. I don't have typical classes lecture, which I had, for example, 2-3 years ago. So what we can expect that for 3-5 years, we will have some AI as an assistant. In 2030, we can expect that we will implement 6G technology, which will allow us to implement Internet of Things in better way. But in 2050, we can expect that we will have many AI teachers and AI universities. So conclusions. So soon we can expect that the best books, films, computer games, software will be created by AI. Unfortunately, everything indicates that the best lectures will also be conducted, maybe not totally conducted, but will be supported not by professor, by assistant, but it will be advanced artificial intelligence with sensors, with Internet of Things. So it means even you will have chance to recognize how students are feeling during your classes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Dr. Enzit Slopolkaski that has presented the presentation. It's a really useful and wonderful idea. And see you again in our next event. And now we
Thank
move
you.
to the next around 20. And I close the session. Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.